Jucket, and it's time once again for Boston Red Sox replay 2004. Tonight from SkyDome, it's the 4-8 Toronto Blue Jays against the 5-7 Boston Red Sox. Pardon the wind. Hopefully it's not too bad in the microphone. The air conditioner died in the world headquarters of Boxcar Communications, and so we have to run fans. 80 degrees in here, and it's just not very nice out. It is, however, nice tonight in Toronto, 62 degrees, clear, no wind, as Roy Halliday and Pedro Martinez meet for the second time this year. Halliday, the 2003 Cy Young Award winner, went 8 2/3 innings his last time up against the Toronto Blue Jays to have a 1-0 record in 3 starts with a 1.31 ERA, 20 innings, 15 hits, a homer, 7 walks, and 12 strikeouts. Here's the lineup he will face as we start this important 3-game set in Canada. It'll be Johnny Damon leading off and playing center. Bill Miller, the third baseman, bats second. Your DH tonight is David Ortiz. He bats third. Manny Ramirez cleans up and bats left. Kevin Millar, the first baseman, bats fifth. Jason Varitek, the catcher, bats sixth. Mark Bellhorn back at second tonight. He'll bat seventh. We're delighted that Cesar Crespo has found his rightful place on the bench. Gabe Kapler, the right fielder, will bat eighth, and Pokey Reeds will bat ninth and play short with Pedro Martinez going for the Red Sox. The defense behind Halliday: Frank Coronado in left, Vernon Wells in center, Reed Johnson in right, Eric Hinsky is at third, Chris Woodward, I believe, Woodward's at short, I never can remember the first name, Orlando Hudson, who's a Gold Glover, at second, and Carlos Delgado at first with Kevin Cash behind the plate. So with all those preliminaries underway, let's get started. Remember, these two teams played 3 games the opening weekend at Fenway, and I believe the Red Sox took 2 out of 3. So the Sox trail the Yankees by 4.5 games as we start today. Damon at .292, 3 homers and 10 RBI. And he hits a line drive into left center for a base hit. So that's how this one starts. Coronado throws it back in. Bill Miller up. Bill struggling, 204, 2 homers and 6 RBI. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to Hudson. Only plays to first to Delgado, and that's 1 out. So it's the force, the fielder's choice, and Damon goes to second for David Ortiz, who is tearing the cover off the baseball. 383, 4 homers, and 17 RBI. Here's the pitch. Ortiz pops it up. Delgado goes over by the first base dugout and is out of play. So it's a 1-2 count from Halliday. Halliday struggled a bit with his control, 7 walks to 12 strikeouts. Ortiz has walked 4 times and struck out 7. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to Hudson. Throw to first. Delgado has it for the out. Damon goes to third, 2 out. Manny Ramirez, the batter. Manny at .275, 4 homers and 9 RBI. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Woodward goes over into foul territory and makes the grab to retire the side. We played 1/2 of 1 inning. No runs, 1 hit for Boston. Toronto coming up. And as Pedro Martinez gets ready to start his 4th game of the year, he is 0-1 with a .379 ERA. 19 innings pitched, 17 hits. He's given up 2 homers. He's walked 5 and struck out 13. And with the way this Red Sox bullpen has been used heavily, and with the lack of good starts from Bronson Arroyo, Derek Lowe, and Timmy Wakefield, this puts a lot of the pressure on this series on Kurt Schilling and Pedro Martinez to pitch deep into games. You're not going to get a complete game out of Pedro, even though he does throw is rated for 115 pitches today. You got to get him into the 7th. This bullpen needs to be rested. Reed Johnson, the leadoff for Toronto. Frank Coronado bats second. Vernon Wells will bat third. Carlos Delgado cleans up at first. Phelps, the DH tonight. Eric Hinsky will bat sixth and play third. Kevin Cash, the catcher, bats 7th. Hudson batting 8th, and Woodward batting 9th. The defense around Pedro tonight: Manny Ramirez in left, Johnny Damon in center, Gabe Kapler tonight in right, Bill Miller at third, Pokey Reese at short, Mark Bellhorn at second, Kevin Millar at first, with Jason Varitek behind the plate. And don't let that nice sunny picture fool you. This is a night game. Reed Johnson is at 234, no homers and 4 RBI. Martinez delivers a line drive base hit into right center. So the Blue Jays start off with a base hit. Here comes Coronado, who is at 244, no homers and 2 RBI. Coronado grounds one to Bellhorn, flips to Reese for 1, over to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play, and Pedro needed that. Vernon Wells, the batter. Vernon, 277, 1 homer and 5 RBI. Here's the pitch. Here's a line drive to center. Damon's there to retire to the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played at 1, no score. So Kevin Millar, Jason Varitek, and Mark Bellhorn to face Roy Halliday here. Halliday threw 20 pitches in his first inning, and he's good for 105 pitches, give or take. Pedro Martinez threw 11, and the Sox would take that every time out. Millar at 256, a homer and 3 RBIs, and riding an 8-game hitting streak. Here's the pitch, pops up. Woodward is there. He goes by the hit line in the back of the infield to make the out. One of only, no, there are 3 parks, I believe, in 04 in the American League that have the plastic. This, Tampa, and Minnesota. Target, I don't believe, open until 2008. Jason Varitek, the batter. Jason, 5-12, 5 homers and 9 RBI. And he hits a fly ball down the line and right. Johnson goes over, foul, out of play. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Here's another fly ball to right. Johnson's there, makes the grab, 2 out. Mark Bellhorn back from a short little rest or injury at 306, 2 homers and 6 RBI. Halliday delivers, and he got him. A 1-2 pitch at the knees for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1.5 in the books. It's Boston, Toronto, scoreless. So Delgado, Phelps, and Hinsky will bat here for the Jays. Carlos at 319, a homer and 7 RBI. Pitch from Pedro, fouled behind the plate. 1-2 the count. And he lost him on a walk. So he had a 1-2 count and lost him. That'll bring up Josh Phelps. Josh at 304, 3 homers and 9 RBIs, and he had a great series at Fenway. Here's the pitch. Here's a fly ball to left center. Damon's there. 1 out. Bring up Eric Hinsky at 349, a homer and 8 RBI. Pitch from Pedro. Got him! Swung on and missed on an 0-2 fastball. So that's 2 out, and the first strikeout tonight for Pedro. That'll bring up Kevin Cash, who's hitting 147, no homers and 4 RBI. Pedro delivers, fly ball down the line and left. Back goes Manny, who makes the grab on the line to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 2. Boston and Toronto are still scoreless. So just what you'd expect from these 2 aces. A pitcher's duel to start us off. Gabe Kapler at 133, no homers or RBI to start, with Pokey Reese and Johnny Damon do up. Here's the pitch to Kapler. Ground ball to Woodward, throw to first, 1 out. Here's Pokey. Pokey at 195, no homers and 4 RBI. Here's the pitch. Grounded to Hudson, throws to Delgado, 2 out. So Halliday has it working this evening. 2 2/3 innings and a hit with the strikeout. And a lot of ground ball outs. Johnny Damon, the batter. Johnny singled his first time up. The lone Red Sox hit. And he strikes out. A late strike 3, and Damon looks at the home plate umpire before going back to the dugout. Another perfect inning. We played 2.5. It's Boston nothing, Toronto nothing. Hudson, Woodward, and Johnson do up. Orlando at 333. A homer and 8 RBI. Pedro Martinez delivers, and that's a line drive, base hit into center. So Hudson on first, and that'll bring up Chris Woodward. I was right. Who is at 146 on the year with no homers and 5 RBI. Second hit for the Blue Jays. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball right back to Pedro. Throws it to Millar, 1 out. Hudson too quick to try the 1-6-3 double play, so the fielder's choice goes to first. Reed Johnson, who has one of the 2 Toronto hits, is up. He singled his first time up. Pedro, 41 pitches, his first time to the lineup. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball back to Pedro. Throw to Millar. 2 out. Frank Colanano retired his first time up. Pedro's ready. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Bellhorn. Throws it over. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We played 3. We are scoreless. So Roy Halliday starts the 4th. 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And he'll face Bill Miller, David Ortiz, and Manny Ramirez, and Bill is 0 for 1. Halliday's ready. There's a ground ball foul. 0-2 to Miller. He goes down by way of the K. Swung on and missed. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. So that's 3 for Halliday. And that'll bring up large father. David is 0 for 1. And he hits a ground ball to Hudson. Flips to Delgado, 2 out. And it'll bring up Manny. Ramirez is 0 for 1. Scoreless here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to right center. Back goes Wells, who makes the diving grab. Nice play. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3.5 down, no score. So Vernon Wells, Carlos Delgado, and Josh Phelps will bat here in the 4th. Pedro at 46 pitches, 3 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Wells is 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to Reese, deep in the hole, throws it across in time. So a deep ground ball, but what a play by Pokey. Carlos Delgado walked his first time up. And he hits a high fly ball to right. Kapler turns and watches it hit the wall. That'll be a double for Delgado, and the Blue Jays have their first runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the 4th. Josh Phelps is 0 for 1. And he strikes out on a 2-2 pitch. A foul tip into the glove of Jason Varitek for Pedro's 2nd strikeout. Brings up Henske, who was the other strikeout victim for the Blue Jays. He hits a ground ball to Millar. Flips it to Pedro, covering in time to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, the Red Sox and Blue Jays are scoreless. Kevin Millar on the 8-game hitting streak. 0 for 1 with Varitek and Bellhorn to follow. Halliday, 54 pitches through 4. Pedro at 63. Millar, ground ball right back to Halliday. Flips it to Delgado for the first out. Jason Varitek retired his first time up. And Varitek hits one into right center, and that will grab the wall. Johnson throws it back in. Varitek is on with a double. And the Red Sox had their first runner in scoring position. I'll take that back. Damon got to 3rd in the 1st and couldn't score. Here's Mark Bellhorn. He struck out his first time up, 1 of 3 strikeouts today by Halliday. And then goes down again on a 1-2 pitch just below the belt. Strike 3. So 4 now for Halliday and 2 out for Kapler, who was 0 for 1. Pitch to Gabe. He goes down swinging. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 big strikeouts. Halfway home, it's Boston nothing, Toronto nothing. And don't forget tonight, after the late local news on the Craig Ferguson Show, Joe Pesci teaches you how not to swear, and Secretariat shows you how to ride them. That's the Craig Ferguson Show after the late local news tonight on the Dumont Television Network. Kevin Cash, Orlando Hudson, and Chris Woodward will bat here in the 5th. Kevin is 0 for 1. Martinez is ready. Hop up. Pokey goes behind the bag at 2nd, 1 out. Orlando Hudson, who has one of the 3 Toronto hits with a single his first time up. It's a fly ball in the right center. Back goes Damon. That's going to grab the wall. It's a double. So Hudson's on 2nd. He has 2 hits, and this will bring up Chris Woodward, who is 0 for 1. Pedro delivers. Ground ball to Miller, who throws it to Bellhorn, who tags out Hudson. So Hudson took off, and Miller, instead of going for the easy out at first, realized that Hudson wasn't going to make it, and so they got him in a rundown. Score at 5-4-5. As Bellhorn chased him down, pardon me. So Woodward is safe on the fielder's choice, and there's 2 out for Reed Johnson, who is 1 for 2 with a single. And there goes Woodward to throw down in time. So Veritek throws him out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We've played 5 and we're still knotted at 0. Going into yesterday's game, and I don't remember if the Yankees stole on the bases yesterday, the Red Sox had thrown out only 1 of 6 runners trying to steal, so that's pretty big. They're easy to run on. Pokey Reese is 0 for 1. Halliday at 71 pitches through 5. He's given up 2 hits and struck out 5. Pokey gets a ground ball to Hudson, throws to first, 1 out. Johnny Damon, who has singled and struck out the batter. And Damon grounds 1 to Hinsky, throws it across in time for the 2nd out. Bill Miller, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Halliday has struck out 5. Delivers, and there's a line drive right to Hudson for the out. So Boston goes down in order again, 5.5 in the books. Toronto nothing, Boston nothing. Reed Johnson 1 for 2 with a single. Through 5, Pedro at 76 pitches, 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Johnson hits a high fly ball to center. Damon's on the track to make the first out. Catalanato is the batter. Frank is 0 for 2. And he strikes out on an 0-2 pitch. He swung on and missed. So that's 3 for Pedro. That'll bring up Vernon Wells, who's 0 for 2. Vernon goes down by way of the K. Goes down looking. So 2 big strikeouts from Martinez. We played 6. No score. David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, and Kevin Millar here to bat in the 7th. David is 0 for 2. Halliday delivers, and he strikes out. 1-2 cutter, swung on and missed from Manny, who is 0 for 2. Halliday's ready. Here's a pop-up. Hinsky goes into shallow left. Coronado is there as well, and he makes the grab for the 2nd out. Kevin Millar, the batter. Kevin is 0 for 2. And he hits a long fly ball to left, and Coronado can turn and watch it go. A solo shot for Millar. Commodore Big 64 tells us that was 331 feet down the line, and that'll do it for Halliday. Jason Kirshner is in the pitch. Here's the line for Halliday, 6 2/3 innings. 3 hits. The run it was earned on the home run. He walked none and struck out 6. Now bringing the lefty Kirshner. Jason has no record. 6 innings, 8 hits. He has walked 4 and struck out 4 with an ERA of 1.42. Bring up Veritek. Jason is 1 for 2 with a double, and Martinez finally has a lead. And Veritek draws a walk. I'll bring up Bellhorn, who's 0 for 2. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Bellhorn hits a line drive down the line and left. Coronado throws it back in. Veritek will stop at 3rd. Bellhorn is on with a double, and the Red Sox are doing real business here now. 2 out for Kapler, who was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The pitch from Kirshner. He got him swinging. 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. Stretch time here at SkyDome. The Red Sox score the first run of the ball game, and they lead 1-0. So Kirshner gets out of that jam with only giving up, or he didn't give up anything. Straining the 2 that were on. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Red Sox with 4 straighted. Toronto, no runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they've left 3 on. Pedro at 88 pitches through 6, 4 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts, and he will face the heart of the Blue Jay lineup with Delgado up, who doubled and walked. He's 1 for 1. It's a fly ball to left center. Back goes Damon. He makes the grab. 1 out. Josh Phelps is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ground ball to Miller. Throws it across in time. 2 out. Eric Hinsky, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pedro delivers. There's a fly ball to center. Damon's there to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's not vintage Pedro strikeout-wise, but he's doing an awesome job. After 7, Sox 1, Jays nothing. Pokey Reese is 0 for 2. Martinez at 97 pitches. We'll let him start the 8th. Kirshner is 14. He can go pitches. Can throw 75. Pokey is 0 for 2. And there's a fly ball base hit into right field. So a single for Reese. And that will flip the lineup for Johnny Damon, who's 1 for 3. A single and a strikeout. Damon strikes out on a 1-2 pitch. He swung on a ball. And that's 1 out. 2 strikeouts for Kirshner. Bill Miller 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He draws a walk. So runners on first and second for Ortiz, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Halliday started it. Pitched into the 7th before giving up the solo shot to Kevin Millar. And it's been Kirshner since then. Ortiz hits a ground ball to first. Delgado throws to second. Woodward is there for the force. They will not throw back for Ortiz. So it's 1-6, and Justin Spire will come in to pitch for Toronto. Spire 1-0 with 2 saves, with a 4.50 ERA. 2 outs here in the 8th. He's thrown 8 innings on the year, 5 hits, 2 home runs. He's walked 1 and struck out 8. Manny Ramirez is 0 for 3 at the plate. Manny hits a long drive into left center. Coronado makes the grab to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 7.5 down, and still 1-0 Boston. So with Cash, Hudson, and Woodward due up, we will let Pedro pitch the 8th. Pedro has thrown 97 pitches through 7, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Cash is 0 for 2. And he strikes out. 1-2 fastball on the inside, changeup on the inside corner, and that's the first out. Orlando Hudson has doubled and singled. Toronto's only had 5 base runners. He strikes out on a 1-2 pitch. So if this is it for Pedro, he's going out in a flourish. That's 6 for Pedro. Chris Woodward is 0 for 2. Popped up. Miller goes over by the Red Sox dugout, out of play. 1-2 the count to Woodward. Pedro's ready. Here we go. Ground ball to Pokey. Throws it over. Got him. Woodward was a slow getting out of the box, and that's the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. You couldn't ask for anything better from Pedro. The Red Sox lead 1-0 as we go to the 9th. Justin Spire will face Kevin Millar, Jason Varitek, and Mark Bellhorn. Millar hit that home run in the 7th. Right now, the only run in the ball game. Here's the pitch. He draws a walk. Brings up Varitek. Jason 1 for 2 with a walk and a double. Here's a ground fly ball right center. Wells is there, makes the grab. It's 1 out for Bellhorn. Mark is 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a double. Here's a ground ball to Delgado. Flips it to Spire for the out. Millar goes to second, and Gabe Kapler will bat. Kapler is 0 for 3. He struck out twice. Here's a ground ball to Hudson. Throws to Delgado to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Pedro is going to go for the complete game. Reed Johnson 1 for 3. Any base runner will end it. Johnson single. Pedro delivers. Grounder to Miller. Throws it across in time for the out. So 1 out. Frank Coronado the batter. Frank is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pedro's ready. Here's a ground ball to Bellhorn. Throws to first in time for the out. So Vernon Wells. We seem to be having a battle here of the irresistible force and the immovable object. Wells, the big power hitter, and Delgado on deck, is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pedro delivers. Got him to end the ballgame. On an 0-2 pitch, Pedro Martinez throws a 4-hit shutout, and the Red Sox win it 1-0. The total's coming right up. Well, on a night that they needed everything out of Pedro Martinez, he goes out and throws a 4-hit shutout. The Red Sox got 1 run in the 7th for the only run of the game. That was the solo shot by Kevin Millar. So 1 run on 5 hits and no errors. They strand 7. Toronto, nothing. No runs. They could not score. No runs on 4 hits and no errors. Pedro Martinez gets his first win of the year. He goes the distance. 4-hitter. No runs. Of course, no unearned. He walked 1 and struck out 7, throwing 124 pitches. Vintage Pedro. When they needed something from him, they got him. And to tell you just how bad it's been for the Sox, the ERA drops to 5.90. For the Jays, Roy Halliday pitched a good ball game, 6 2/3 innings. 3 hits, the run, the solo shot to Millar. No walks and 6 strikeouts. Kirshner and Spire kept the Red Sox off the board from the pen. Took 3 hours and 2 minutes to play it. The Commodore VIC-20 player of the game is Pedro Martinez, the Commodore VIC-20, because the family members who don't know how to use a computer need to use something. Well, you play on the good stuff. Besides, it's programmable. The Commodore VIC-20. All right, so that's up for this edition of Red Sox Replay 2004. Again, tomorrow it's the Blue Jays and the Red Sox from SkyDome. Hit like and subscribe if you'd like for all these games. Until then, this is Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time.